Hello everyone, hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. It is the podcast for December 7th, 2022. The year is nearly gone. Where has it gone? I don't know, but this is the podcast for everything Japan news and what's been going on in and around my life. And let me tell you, we've had some good news come out recently. I recently just found a great little story about a Tokyo governor who's managed to solve the energy crisis. Get ready for this. He's said to wear turtlenecks. That's right, turtlenecks are going to solve the energy crisis of Brazil and all over the world. He said to workers that adopting a jumper will help people save their energy bills. It will bring down the cost of energy. Makes sense. Why didn't I think about that? Look, here I am in a t-shirt. What a wasteful person I am. Oh, ridiculous. But we got some other news from in and around Japan. We certainly have. First of all, I'm going to get into a good show that's actually been out for a little while, but it's starting to get a little bit more mainstream recently. It's got a bit more traction. And I think it might be due to the fact that it's just been dubbed recently in English, but it's Star Wars Visions. It's made by Japanese, lots of different Japanese studios who make sort of these one episode sort of feature-length films. And I have to say, I've watched the first one. So far, so good. I really enjoyed it. It's not part of like the Star Wars canon. They're all sort of like one offshoots, but great little TV shows, really good. I recommend it. And some of the voice actors that they got is David Harbour. He was in Stranger Things. You also have I'm going to butcher his name, Sim Lau. He was in one of my favourite shows, not Community, sorry. He was in Kim's Convenience. Really good show, really enjoyed that. In fact, if you haven't watched that on Netflix, give that a watch. That is hilarious, and it's a little sort of hidden thing as well. I really don't think that show got the appreciation it deserved. It is hilarious. And some good news coming out in Tokyo. Well, not good news, but better news. One of Tokyo's busiest subway lines is adding a women-only car. That is right. In Japan, they have a huge problem with something they called chikan, which is men groping women on trains because they're so crowded, and it's very hard to identify who's actually groping you. So they have this real problem with it. I think it's gross. I don't get it. I honestly think that this sort of crime, they need to whack whatever the penalty for it is, double it, triple it, whatever, because I'm absolutely sick of hearing these news stories. But a lot of trains will have women-only carriages, and this station, the Oden line, I think that's how you pronounce it, Oden, I always butcher these, but is now getting a women's only car, which is good. If you ever come to Tokyo, they're very easy to spot. They'll normally be pink, and they'll have signs in English as well, sort of women only. I remember seeing them when I went to Tokyo, and some of them, they might not be women-only train carriages all the time, but during sort of rush hour, they'll have their times on there. If I can spot them, then I'm sure most people can. They're very easy to see. So if you're a woman and you're visiting Japan, I do recommend getting those if you can, if you're traveling at the busier times, just so you don't have to worry about this stuff. One of my friends went to Tokyo recently, and she noticed that guys were staring at her. So just keep in mind, it's something if you're a woman to know about, and just do it. But there we go. So in other news, what else has been going on here and around Japan? Well, let me tell you. As a British man, this news story made me very happy. This comes from Sora News. This is the story of infusing rice with tea. And I have to say, as a man who loves tea myself, I think this is a fantastic story. That's right. This is a new trend perhaps coming from this news station, but someone made the popular dish of Japanese-style curry with rice. And what they did was they made the rice, and after they were sort of taken out of their rice cooker, they then poured sort of cold tea over it to infuse it with the beautiful tea taste. And apparently it wasn't bad. And so now that is something that I want to try. If I can get more tea in my life, that sounds good to me. That's the kind of things that I like to do. But getting into what's been going on here on the tiny little island in Toshima, I had a bit of a scare last night. I certainly did. I have this issue with my door that if I don't lock it, it will sometimes just swing open with the wind. And I must have gone to bed last night and completely forgotten about it. And I woke up to find my neighbour's cat sitting literally about that close from my face. I could hear it meowing, and normally I can hear it if it's outside anyway, because it will normally meow to be let in, and it's really a loud cat. But last night I could hear it meowing, and I was thinking, God, he's been so noisy, and I was like, wait a minute, that is not coming from the right place. So I turned around, and there he is, just sitting in my room, and I was just like, how the hell did you get in here? So I picked him up. He's quite a friendly cat. You can pick him up, and took him to the door that I thought it was going to be the problem, and there it was, wide open. And I was thinking, oh my God, I'm either being broken into, or the door is doing it again. But that wasn't adding to my weirdness as well. This morning, randomly, for seemingly no reason whatsoever, the baths here, they have they're on like a sort of timer thing, and you can set it for different times, or you can press a button. And I haven't changed my time settings at all. I've done nothing to it, but yesterday morning, for absolutely no reason, it just switched itself on. I have no idea why. It's creeping me out, the fact that the cat managed to break in last night, and now the bath's switching itself on. I think my house could be haunted. It could be, but who knows? Who knows? I can never tell with Japan. Maybe I didn't bow enough times when I was going to a shrine, and I've been cursed by something. But it's scary times. Scary times. Christmas is coming here, and I have to say, they've got a lot more Christmas decorations out in the supermarket than I thought they were going to. Sort of like the UK, come sort of November 1st, they started playing Christmas music. But they didn't really have too many Christmas decorations around the shop. But wow, come 1st of December, boom, they've got Christmas trees. They've got over the to get into the store, they've got archways of sort of holly, and I was very impressed. I think everyone here is getting very excited for Christmas. They're looking forward to the time off. It's a busy time of the year, of course, for everyone who's working away. Everyone could do with a rest. We've only got a couple more weeks now until the fun really starts. They of course celebrate New Year a lot more than actual Christmas itself. In fact, it's weird coming from the UK because we have Boxing Day, and even so, I even think if Christmas is on the weekend, we would still get the bank holiday on the Monday, and then probably Boxing Day on the Tuesday. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's normally how we do it. We normally, if a day is on the weekend, we will push it to the Monday and the Tuesday. But yeah, so for me it's weird because Monday is the 26th and it looks like I'm going into work. So weird one. Wish we could have it. And also, I was looking at the times, even though it does look like I might be able to see one football game. Normally Boxing Day in the UK, it's pretty much just football. Especially now Amazon Prime, I always used to, for like the last 2 or 3 years, because they have so many games on Boxing Day, I would try and get a free trial around about then so I can watch the football. But this time, it's not really worth it. I could see there was one game on at 12:30, but it's not particularly a game I wanted to watch. It's a shame Watford are now out of the Premier League, because now it's hard to find their games, whereas before there would have been at least one Watford game on. Last year I managed to watch it, but this year looks like I'm going to have to go without it, which absolutely sucks. So it's getting a little bit colder here, and I have to say I'm amazed by the amount of people who run late at night here. There's it's not like there's pavements for them all to run on, so a lot of them are just like running into the road a lot of the times, and it's literally pitch black, freezing cold, and it shocks me because I'm thinking there's absolutely no way that I can run in that at all. Even now, a couple of times I've been like, I want to go to the gym, but it's going to be so cold to go outside. I don't want to do it. And when I have gone to the gym now, I've only got a tiny gym around here, and the other day there was 6 people in it, and that was way too much. Literally, it feels uncomfortable when there's 3 people in there, because then you pretty much have to wait for someone else to finish on the bit that you want to get on. And because it's a small room, especially because of COVID, you don't want to be like moving around and doing things like that. So it's hard work. It certainly is. Bring back the summer when hopefully it's too hot for people to go to the gym, and I can get back to being the only person in the gym and enjoying it. The thing that I really like as well, if I'm there, is I'll put a movie on my phone and I'll listen to that while working out. But now, because there's too many people in there, I can't do that. I don't want to be working out with headphones in, so I guess I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. I certainly am. But for other news stories, what's been going on here? Oh yes, because of unfortunately Japan left the World Cup the other day. They lost the match to Croatia. I have to say, first half Japan played fantastically well, and then just after that they just went just downhill. They didn't perform as well as I thought they were going to do. It was a shame. I thought they were going to get 2-3-0 up, but they just sort of faltered in the second half. I was worried watching it at the beginning because they were so aggressive. I thought there's no way that they can keep this up for 90 minutes, and it unfortunately was true. And how about that header from Croatia? Whew, that was a beast. That was a beast and a half. But that apparently, Japan doing so well has brought $120 million into the Japanese economy, and I'm not surprised. The World Cup is a great time for people to go around. You sit in bars that you normally wouldn't have. I went to go and have one drink in a bar, and this was the Argentina-Saudi Arabia game. I was only going to have one beer, and then I ended up staying, watching the whole match, and I think another match as well. So I had a fantastic night then. I have made some mistakes going shopping, which are going to happen when you live out in Japan and can't read all this stuff, and you're buying different things. I was making tuna wraps today, and I had made all the salad. The only thing I didn't make was the tuna and some sweet corn, and I got a tin off what I thought was sweet corn, and nope, it's not sweet corn, it's sweet corn soup. And that was a bit of a surprise to open up the tin and go, wait, what's up with the sweet corn? I was like, wait, these are like sweet corn soup. I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed and a little bit glad at the same time, because I thought, I don't think I've ever had sweet corn soup. So I had one wrap and I had a little bit of sweet corn soup. I have to say, fantastic dinner, really, really was. It's nice now finding like mistakes like that where it's working out. Normally I do stuff like that and it completely goes against me. It certainly does. I made a mistake the other day with I've got pepper and then I've got cinnamon, 2 little pots, and they look exactly the same. And the other day I was making I was cooking myself a steak, and what do you do with steak before? You put a bit of salt and you put a bit of pepper on it, and you leave it into the meat. But I put some salt on it, and then I put a big old chunk of cinnamon onto my steak, and so I had to brush that all off. That was a bit embarrassing. I swept that all away, and then I ate put some salt on it and ate a cinnamon infused steak. And I have to say, not the worst thing in the world I could have put on it. It certainly wasn't. It wasn't terrible, that is for sure. But I think that is the podcast for today. Thank you very much for watching or listening. This now has video on Spotify if you're watching it on there, or wherever you are. Have a fantastic day. I'll keep you up to date with any Japan news and what's been going on here, and news from all over the world. Have a great day and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.